Welcome to another episode of last week's Comics Today. I am once again utterly exhausted, but this time it is not because of late night painting. Let us talk about some comics. We start with Frontiersman. This is a one-shot. It says right here in the beginning. Grab Frontiersman Volume 1. It is the first 5 issues, I think. Does it say? It doesn't say. Pretty sure it's 5 issues so far. But this guy here on the cover with the beard is the Frontiersman. This is out of costume. He is currently in jail. He spent the first 5 issues mostly very publicly in a treehouse where his villains came to attack him. He wound up killing one of them, and now he's in jail. This is an excellent issue. It is not by the usual artist of Frontiersman. However, it still looks great. This is probably the most boring page in the entire issue. We get next this Public Defender, who is essentially Daredevil. He's a crime-fighting lawyer, fighting ninjas, clearly. His name is Public Defender. This is the one panel that annoys me. So he's talking about a jacket, even though he's very clearly wearing a shirt. I don't know. It's the one thing that annoys me in this entire very excellent issue. But we get at the very end, this here says Frontiersman's story continues in Antioch, coming in September, and on the final page we have, so the Frontiersman trade is currently out. Gehenna is currently being serialized in the image that I just canceled off my pull list. Antioch and Public Defender coming next year. This is super interesting. I don't know what Antioch is. This is maybe that's what this is. I at first thought it was her, but Antioch is not her. She has her own name. I wonder if Antioch is maybe just previous adventures, flashback stories, because that's what this is here. This is from his past, not the present. I don't know. But it looks like the world of Frontiersman is expanding, and I'm super excited about that. This is an excellent series. Simply the best superhero comics. And I kind of agree. It is really good. Gehenna is so far one part of a 12-part story. As I said, it is in here. It is good, but there's not terribly much that happens. I don't know, it's maybe an 8-page story. It's this black and white one here. And it's good, it's just, there's not terribly much to sink your teeth into. There's, this is mostly action so far, not much story. Anyway, this is great. If you are unfamiliar with the Frontiersman, it does say that you can enjoy this without reading the previous issues, but I do recommend reading the previous issues because they are great. Up next we have A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. This is issue 7. It's very tiny there. But this is a very fast read. It is mostly silent. High tension, however. There is a child and there's a man. They are unrelated but connected for reasons that I don't want to explain because that is part of the story leading up to this. However, someone gives the child information about the man that makes him run away. He runs into some bad people, and terrible things happen, are assumed to be happening, and we are led to believe will continue to happen. I don't know what to say about any of that other than what I just did say. However, so this is him running away. This is a look at the art. Hopefully that does something for you. The story is great. I don't know what else to say. It's great. We then have Batman 123. This is Shadow War Part 5. It says down here Batman vs. Deathstroke Round 2. I don't know, does that? I don't remember that happening. I don't think that it does. Let me see. Nope. It does not. I complained a little bit last week about part 3 of the story, not much happening there. Things do happen here. I have a suspicion about who the imposter Deathstroke is. I guess we'll see where that leads. This does lean heavily into someone specific, in my opinion, so unless Williamson throws us a curve, I think I have guessed who it is. And if anyone else is reading this, they probably have too. If you would like to discuss that, drop a comment below. But we do have some more Howard Porter art. We do get more ninjas, this time ninjas with guns. Action, story development, things are moving once again, and that's a good thing. Twig issue 1. This is the new Scotty Young book, and he is working this time with Kyle Strom. You might know him from Spread. This is a few years back, a book that he did with Justin Jordan, and I want to show this off for anyone unfamiliar. There's a lot of blood and guts and teeth and tentacle monster things. This book is fantastic. For anyone unfamiliar, highly recommend this. Twig, however, is completely different. It is far more adorable. Let me see, there's something here. So this should give you a sense what you're in store for. And here as well. This is a fun adventure. I don't know where it's going. This is issue 1 of a 5-issue series, I believe. It's off to a great, beautiful start. Up next, Firepower issue 20. It starts and ends at the same place, and they comment about that at the back of the book. So we have a dragon in a city, we have the swordsman from last issue, and we have this great sequence of conventional means not working against a dragon. For anyone that has seen a movie, you might have been able to expect that. So it starts off with the swordsman, ends with the swordsman. Things aren't going well for anyone except for the bad guy. This guy covered in snakes, standing in front of a giant dragon. In between the beginning and end, things aren't really going great for the rest of the cast. They do score a win. It's off panel, but I don't think that necessarily needed to be shown. You'd have to read this to be able to make sense out of that previous sentence. But things are maybe looking up for the rest of the cast. I guess we'll see. With Kirkman, you can never tell. Things go well for a while before they take a unexpected, terrible turn. So I guess we'll see. Hopefully, next issue, we see what happens with Swordsman and this guy, and it should at least be visually pleasing. There's a lot of great art in this. I don't want to show off too much, but we do get this as well. So Fire Jets versus Dragon, and it leads to this, which is just an amazing page. I love it. Even though it's terrible for everyone living there, it is a phenomenal page. It's great. In future issue 25, I ordinarily don't talk much about what happens in a particular issue because I want to avoid spoilers, but this series is amazing. I've been loving it the entire time, and I figure maybe if I throw some out of context stuff at you, it will entice you to check it out. So this guy on the cover is Robin Hood. There are currently 3 King Arthurs running around England, and our cast 6 Robin Hood on them, trying to the King Arthurs are not good characters. Things are pretty bad all around. This is Little John. He's a giant. He's great, and there's a amazing scene a little bit later in the book with Little John, and possibly the worst version of a log ride you will ever see. So there are now mech suits running around. There is this panel that I showed on my private Facebook just because I love it so much. And this is the terrible version of the log ride that I was talking about. So there's this mech suit Off in the distance, Little John pulls out an arrow with some notches dug into it, and he shoots our cast out of a giant arrow, so that's them up there. And I think they're actually probably smaller here than they were at the beginning of the book, but I don't care because look at that panel. Oh my god, that's amazing. So that is what's going on in Once and Future, and as always, highly recommended. Little Monsters, issue 3. I wasn't the biggest fan of issues 1 and 2 just because not much happened, and that is a poor way of saying it because it is still Lemire and Wynn. I love them separately and especially together. However, I did also admit that issues 1 and 2 just not much happened. I was suggesting that it might read better as a trade because you would then have more story in a single sitting rather than waiting monthly. However, this counteracts those previous complaints. So a good amount of stuff does happen this issue, and we still have some excellent art. Let's see if I can find something I can show off. Here, I'll show off this sequence because not much happens. So we have corn chips and an angry child, which leads to this sequence. And all of them. So that should give you a taste of the art. As I said, a good amount story-wise happens here, and I was enjoying it before, but this is a great issue. And it's a great cover. I love the layers of this. I'm enjoying it. Lastly, there is Batman Killing Time, issue 3. This is a 6-issue series, and it introduces this guy named The Help, whose legs are probably too long in the cover there. I think there's less swearing than, well, it is on page 1, but I think there might be less swearing this issue than in previous ones. That was one of my main complaints. We do get Catwoman driving the Batmobile, and that is a fun sequence. We then get Batman fighting the Help, just like it showed on the cover. That is not a lie for once. So far, there's a theft that has occurred, and it's a little bit Pulp Fiction-ish, or is it Ronin? De Niro? The whole time you don't know what they've stolen. But here we're getting hints at what was stolen, and I am intrigued. I'm interested to see where this is going. I think Tom King might pull this one off. Hopefully he just cuts down on some of the swearing. But this is a series I'm enjoying. I still haven't added this to my pull list because I don't trust him, I guess, enough. But I have been pulling it off the rack each month. It's good. I'm not going to recommend it until it's over, but it is good. I am enjoying it. That is everything I picked up this week. As far as pick of the week goes, Twig is great, but I'm going to give it to Frontiersman, which is great, and it sets up several new characters. It is a continuation of previous events that were already enjoyable. It is an oversized issue, and it is just all around great. I know Image is putting a lot of effort into making the Radiant Black universe some connected universe of books, but I think they're overlooking a gem here in the Frontiersman, and I hope someone starts paying attention. I hope people are reading this and it's selling well, because it is a fantastic series. I record these on a Saturday, and today is Saturday. Today is Free Comic Book Day. I will probably go out and pick up some free books later today. If I do, I will probably then also make a video about those books. Maybe that'll be up next week. That's a lot of maybes so far, but no plans are set in stone. As always, I get my books from a local comic shop. If you don't know where yours is, you can use this URL to find the one closest to you. Thanks for watching.